For most of modern history, inequality was treated like the weather. Uncomfortable, sometimes dangerous, but ultimately natural. Something markets would fix. Something growth would smooth out. Something you weren't supposed to question, as long as the economy kept expanding. That belief shaped governments, policies, and entire generations. And then one economist did something that broke the spell. He stopped looking at decades and started looking at centuries. Welcome to the hidden ledger, where money, power, and history collide, and the numbers rarely tell the story we want to hear. This is the story of Thomas Piketty, and why his work quietly dismantled one of the most comforting assumptions in modern economics: that capitalism naturally spreads wealth over time. This is not a story about left versus right. It's not about ideology. It's about what happens when you follow the data long enough that excuses stop working. The old belief. For most of the 20th century, mainstream economics focused on one thing: growth, productivity, efficiency, output. The logic was simple. If the pie keeps getting bigger, everyone eventually gets a larger slice. Inequality, if it appeared at all, was treated as temporary, a phase of development, a side effect of progress, or a measurement problem that would correct itself. And for a while, history seemed to agree. The post-war illusion. After World War II, inequality sharply fell across the United States and Europe. Wages rose, the middle class expanded, homeownership spread, wealth concentration declined. Economists looked at this period and assumed it was normal, capitalism working as intended. But that assumption rested on a dangerously short memory. Piketty's breakthrough wasn't philosophical, it was archival. Instead of starting with theory, he started with records, tax archives, estate data, income statistics, national accounts, across multiple countries, across hundreds of years. And when he stitched that data together, a very different picture emerged. The post-war era wasn't the rule. It was the exception. The real history. For most of modern history, wealth was brutally concentrated. The 19th century, the world of industrial expansion and old money, was dominated by inherited fortunes. Work mattered less than ownership. Inequality didn't fall after 1914 because markets became fair. It fell because capital was destroyed. Wars wiped out fortunes, inflation erased debts, taxes surged, governments intervened aggressively. Equality didn't arrive politely, it arrived violently. This led to Piketty to ask an uncomfortable question. Why does wealth keep concentrating even in democratic market-based societies? Not morally, mechanically. His answer came from a simple distinction: labor versus capital. Labor is what you earn by working. Capital is what you own. Labor has limits. Capital compounds. And here's the imbalance at the heart of the system. When the return on capital stays higher than economic growth, wealth from the past grows faster than income earned today. If you already own assets, your wealth accelerates. If you don't, you're chasing something pulling away from you. This isn't corruption, it isn't conspiracy, it's arithmetic. And over long enough timelines, arithmetic always wins. Why it matters today. This explains why modern America feels strange, why housing prices soar while wages stagnate, why stock market booms don't lift everyone, why inheritance matters more than effort, why timing beats talent. In low-growth economies, capital doesn't need innovation to win, it just needs time. Misunderstanding Piketty. Piketty wasn't arguing that markets don't create wealth. He showed that markets are extremely good at preserving wealth, especially when growth slows. His work wasn't a moral argument, it was a diagnostic, a long-term X-ray of how money behaves when it compounds. The uncomfortable truth. When you zoom out far enough, inequality stops looking accidental. It looks structural. Long periods of equality are rare, wealth concentration is recurring, and the forces that reduce it historically are not gentle. They are shocks, wars, inflation, taxation at scale, political rupture. Understanding inequality isn't about resentment, it's about realism. Because if you mistake a structural tendency for a temporary phase, you don't just misunderstand history, you misunderstand risk. History doesn't repeat, but capital has habits, and one of its strongest habits is accumulation. This is the hidden ledger. If this gave you a new lens on money and power, subscribe, because history has the answers, and we're not done uncovering them.